Hello, everyone. Welcome back and welcome to our training today, which is how to build a thriving community on Threads. I am so excited to share this training with you because there are multiple ways to find clients. And I know that many of us stick to Instagram stories, our Instagram profile, and we're trying to just build from there. And although Instagram has been a wonderful resource for many of us, and Instagram stories in particular has been helpful. I know that with the low visibility that many of us are struggling with these days, we're all looking for different ways to be found and to identify our ideal clients. And so Threads is one of those platforms that I have found success in finding new customers. And I wanted to share some of the things that have worked for me that I know will also help you as well. Don't forget to also download the free worksheet that comes with this. That will tell you some of the things that you can do on a consistent basis to grow your community and to get to know more people, as well as attract customers. All right, so let's get into this. Now, this is summer of 2025, so things might change in the future. I'll update it as Threads continues to be updated. All right, let's get into this. The first thing is Threads is a game changer. And this is because it's unlike other social media platforms where TikTok and Instagram are requiring you, not requiring you, but they put it where you have to create this curated feed, or on Instagram, more likely create the perfect aesthetics. Threads is just about real conversations. It's about community and it's about connection. And this is important for spiritual entrepreneurs because it rewards authentic engagement. The algorithm boosts the conversation, not perfection. So it's not about having the perfect curated, bright looking photos. It's just about what you got to say. And whatever you have to say, there's a community out there for you. And then the other thing is, Threads is still new. So it's easier to establish yourself right now and it's easier to jump in. Think back to when Instagram first started. When Instagram first was on the scene, it was so easy to be seen. Now that there's so many thousands, millions of people on the app, it's a little harder to find your community, but Threads is still new. And so you're able to find your people relatively easy. And the other thing is, Threads is really casual. It's very approachable and it's unfiltered. So this is perfect for astrologers, for Reiki, for tarot, for all of the types of work that we do, because it isn't about being perfect. It's just about sharing knowledge and finding other people who are just like you. And one of the things that I love about Threads as well is I think of Threads as like the living room of the internet. You don't have to be polished. You just have to show up. You just have to be present. And the community is crazy supportive of witches and spiritual people and people who are into energy. There's so many people on Threads who love that kind of stuff. So it really helps to create content that attracts those people. So here's your Threads strategy. First, what I want you to do is just talk to people. Don't just post and run. Some people do that on Instagram because they get nervous about whether or not they're going to get lots of likes and things like that. Listen, you can still go viral on Threads. You can have a couple of threads, only have like 1 or 2 likes, and then suddenly one of your threads, it's usually the one that you least expect, that thread pops off and you have 20,000 followers or 20,000 likes rather, and 107 comments. And you're just like, what? How did this happen? It does. It still happens. So don't just post and run. What I want you to do is engage with other people. For example, reply to someone's post with a quick insight or share a tip or add a question to continue the conversation. I invite you to spend 10 minutes a day jumping into already established conversations because people remember the ones who show up for them. The other thing is ask for the connection. Post an intro thread. As you can see over here, I put hello threaders. I'm so excited to connect with other spiritually minded people. At the time, I was doing social media management for spiritual businesses, so that's what I promoted. But I said, so I love to connect with Reiki practitioners, astrologers, metaphysical stories, yoga teachers, soul-led coaches. Let's connect and see how many people were they love to talk about themselves. So they want to share. And then they're excited to be seen as the Reiki practitioner, as the tarot reader, as the oracle reader, as the yoga teacher. So they want to comment, right? So spend 10 minutes a day jumping into those conversations, inviting people to share more about themselves, asking questions that continue the conversation. Ask for those connections. Post an intro thread like this. Hey, and then put in your Reiki practitioner, or I'm your tarot reader, looking to connect with other tarot readers or people who love people who love tarot or people who love astrology. Let's vibe, let's connect, let's get it on and pop, and whatever sounds good to you that feels natural. You want to post that intro thread because that's another way that people are going to see who you are and then identify with you and go, oh, okay, she does that. That's what I want to follow. That's what I want on my feed. This makes it easier for the right people to find you. And I would invite you to regularly do this. I do this pretty often, especially if your algorithm goes weird and you start seeing content that you're not used to seeing or that you don't want to see. Then go ahead and post an intro post again saying, hey, my name is this. I'm your favorite astrologer. I'm looking for people who love, and then maybe you could say like social justice, the LGBTQIA plus community, astrology, things like that, self-help, whatever. You can just go down and down the list. Share what you love, not just your business. So unlike Instagram or LinkedIn, where it's all about business and it's all about the value that you can add to someone else's life, Threads is also about adding value, but it's also just about shooting the shit, having a good time, right? So share about the TV shows that you're watching, share about the hobbies that you're currently doing. What are you doing right now? Are you on the golf court, golf? Oh my God, I can't think of the word. But if you're playing golf, go ahead and take a photo and say that I'm playing golf. You know, if you're at the gym, post that you're working on your workout, working on my fitness like Fergie says, you know, whatever it does, right? Don't just post about your business, post about your personality quirks, your favorite TV shows, astrology updates if you're an astrologer or if you're in that field, because this allows you to build trust and relatability with other people. Then use hashtags intentionally. Now, the reason why I say intentionally is because you can only use one hashtag at a time. So, whatever the general conversation is around that thread, that's what you want to focus on. So, if you're talking about manifestation, then you want to put hashtag manifestation. If you're talking about astrology, put hashtag astrology threads. Or if you're offering a tip on Reiki, hashtag Reiki community. And then remember to regularly invite people to your Instagram, your YouTube, your TikTok, your app, whatever it is that you got going on, regularly invite them in. The reason why is because Threads is a community, but your other social media platforms, particularly where you're allowed to do video, that's where you're going to establish depth. That's where people are going to get to know you and really fall in love with your personality. If you struggle with stories or showing up on stories, I highly recommend that you do my story sequences training, because that's going to help you to establish a trust with your audience. So that way they're more likely to work with you. Always remind people to follow your Instagram for deeper content, your Instagram, your YouTube, or your TikTok. So, the other thing is, I want you to remember, if you're trying to convert because you're running a business, right? You're not just posting to post. And I think some people make that mistake on Threads where they just post to post, but then they're like, well, I'm not making any money. Well, if you're wanting to convert people into your business, you're going to have to do a couple of things. One, engage authentically, respond thoughtfully, ask follow-up questions, show genuine interest in other people's work and in what they're saying. It's not just about posting, it's about talking to the people that are already having conversations on the platform. Position yourself as a resource. So this means share quick insights, share tips, solve problems, right? Give people information that helps them in some form or fashion. And obviously, you want to focus in on the things that you're an expert in or the thing that you're selling. Leverage the DMs because now we can actually message each other on threads. So move those conversations deeper when someone engages with you. Go ahead and send them a DM. If you guys are really hitting it off and you're having a great conversation, send them a DM. Hey, I love your content, or I love the conversation that we're having, right? Make sure that it's authentic though. Don't just go spamming people with hey, blah, blah, blah. Like if there's no reason to talk to them in the DMs, then don't do that. Continue it in the conversations. Share opportunities naturally. So if someone says that they have a need, then you can offer your services. Say, that's exactly what I do. I'd love to help. If someone's saying, hey, I'm looking for a guest speaker, which one of the things that I got on Threads, let me go back here. Threads is literally awesome. I've secured 2 podcasts as a guest, a speaking gig for a membership, paid, and gotten 5 discovery calls, all from Threads. Yes. And that happened all the way. And then look at this. Look how many likes and how many comments, how many reposts and shares that got. Do you see how amazing is that, right? So when someone offers an opportunity, and you'll see that there will be people that are looking for guests, that are looking for their podcast or looking for speakers for their membership, go ahead and say something like, hey, I would love to be considered. Then also use call to actions, right? So again, you're not just posting to post. So share a tip, share something that solves a problem, and then say, DM me for more insights, or check the link in my bio to register for my next upcoming live video, or follow me on Instagram, or subscribe to me on YouTube, right? You want to remind people that there's other ways to keep up with you, whether that's through a paid opportunity or whether that's through just finding you on a different platform where they can develop a deeper relationship with you. Now, this is about the long game. So not every connection is going to convert right away. Community grows over time. And I want you to remember that when you're posting. Threads is not about shouting out your offers to the whole world. It's about weaving relationships that eventually will turn into opportunities. Finally, remember this. Threads is about showing up as you are. It's about sparking real conversations and letting people get to know you, right? So, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, this is your chance to build trust, connection, and find opportunities in a way that feels very natural. Use the prompts and the tips in this training, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your community starts to grow. Again, don't forget to download the worksheet because that will break down some ideas on topics that you can share, things that you can talk about on Threads. There are also more prompts inside of there, in addition to the fact that I also go through some of the things that you can do on a consistent basis to grow your community and to meet new people. And this isn't so much about wide numbers. This is about building real relationships. I've gotten connections and clients from Threads. The majority of my clients now are actually coming from Threads and Substack, which we can talk a little bit about Substack in another training. But they're coming from my email list. I have over 600 people on my email list, and they're coming straight from Substack. I do offer a freebie, so maybe I'll do a training on freebies and Substack in the future. But I definitely urge you to remember, to keep in mind that you're building relationships. So this is a slow burn. It's going to take time. But as long as you are consistently talking to other people, as long as you are sharing helpful resources, as long as you're being yourself and sharing things like what TV shows you're watching, and as long as you continue to show up and provide value and you don't just ghost and post, you will find opportunities to work with other people or have new clients. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next training.